Hey everybody, Grandmaster Ben Finegold here with 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. We're going to look at a game that was played between Anish, Giri, and Hans Niemann earlier today, from my point of view. Let me flip the board. That way Hans has the black pieces. White's going down the board because we're looking at it from Hans's perspective, and these pawns are blocking each other. Sense. This position is a draw with correct play. It's an interesting game. Giri was white, played a Catalan, was slightly better, and then Hans just outplayed him. And Hans got a winning position. Giri defended with his usual tenacity, and then the game should have been a draw. And we're starting at move 94, which is probably the latest I've ever started a 5 minutes with Ben. But there's a lot more chess game to be done, so this probably isn't going to finish in 5 minutes. We'll give you a little bonus this time. Okay, so white has two connected passed pawns on the king's side, and they're on the 5th and 6th rank. They're being easily stopped by the rook and bishop. Black doesn't have any passed pawns, and the engine just says this is a draw. Okay, let's have a look. Rook e1 check was played by Hans, king f4, rook c1. Black's not really doing very much. Rook e2 is okay. The idea is if we take the pawn, then rook e6 check, and with a fork, and white's winning. So okay, Hans didn't fall for that. Hans played rook c4 check. And in this position, the engine says that all of the king moves draw. King g3, king f3, king e3. King e3 looks ridiculous, blocking the rook, but it still draws. And here, after playing for about 5 hours, Giri played rook e4. And now black's actually winning. And probably Giri thought this was a draw for the following reason. Rook takes, king takes. Now, of course, if we play king takes a6, after king d5, white's actually winning. White's going to play king e6 and win the bishop immediately for one of the pawns and queen first. And Giri probably thought after king c5, black doesn't have any winning ideas. Because if you're not going to play king takes a6, the only winning idea that looks reasonable to me is after king f4, king d6, king e4. Well, actually, we could also play king g4 with the idea that if king e5, king h6, and if you take king h5, I should say, king h6, and this is a draw by one tempo. Yeah, that's right. This is actually very funny. I should have played king h7. Oh, no, actually, no. After king f7, I go here, and this is stalemate. Funny. So after g7, we take, and then white's king easily runs to the corner, and we draw by like 2 tempi, actually. Okay, easy draw. So it looks like black doesn't have any way to win. So Giri was happy to trade rooks. He played king e4. He's like, I won't let him play king e5. Plays king e5, I'll still draw. And unfortunately for Giri, when he played the move rook e4 in this position, he overlooked black's winning idea, which is very long-winded and difficult to see. But Hans figured it out. And the winning idea isn't to play king e5 and force white into zugzwang and then take on f5. That's actually a draw. The winning idea is to go all the way around. And Hans can move his bishop as much as he wants. It doesn't matter. And he gets his king to f6. This also doesn't win. Hans moves around doing nothing. And eventually, after gaining time on the clock, Hans finds the winning idea, which is to move the king over here, which probably Giri didn't think about when black's king was on b5. That seems far-fetched. And there's nothing white can do about it. We just move our king over to the king side, and then that's it. And the problem is, when we were trying to play king e5 and white was playing king g4, king h5 drew. But here, when you do this, there is no draw. So putting the king on g5 wins. The king on e5 doesn't win. Hans moved his king all the way from b5 all the way over to g5. That wins the game. And the only important variation, Giri resigned here on move 117. The only important variation is king d5 takes, king c6 takes, king b7, bishop d4. So you win by one tempo. And this pawn is the correct queening square for the bishop, so this is an easy win. Black's king just walks over and takes the a-pawn. Anyway, a brilliant endgame win from Hans, a blunder from Anish trading rooks. If you kept the rooks on the board, the engine still said it was a draw, and after trading rooks, Hans was winning. I hope you enjoyed this nice endgame by Hans. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And all hail our future world champion, Hans Niemann. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.